Do you know, as women, you are strong. You shouldn't think less of yourself. Within you lies power to create, nurture, and transform the world. As women, you must leave the biases you hold against yourself consciously or unconsciously and reframe your outlook. Women are the game changer. We are the nation builders. There is definitely no limit to what we can achieve together. Women and men must set about the purposeful work of breaking biases against the female gender and build in active partnership, a society that expands access to resources, opportunity, leadership, and policy for women. Let's join Jane Aina as she expands and clarifies the place of women in the society.
The physician in charge of FMC
of News and Current Affairs, Ms. Nike Busari, for this opportunity to be here today to represent her. I must really appreciate her for that, and I must appreciate all of us for being women. I must appreciate us and celebrate us. Congratulations for being women. Thank you. I want to start first of all by saying it is a privilege to be a woman. Those days, women are always told what to do or who you are. But if you are a woman, you must know who you are and what you want. And when a woman identifies who she is and what she wants, then she'll know her worth. Those days, women are always told who they are. I will cite an example where they will say, Obirinye, Iwoluma Fobo, Obirinye, Iwoluma Dano. But today, it is the narratives are changing, and I must appreciate us. I want to start this speech by acknowledging and appreciating women that have made history in our country. Let me not go beyond. Let me start with acknowledging Olorosho Alakija. It's someone we all know. I will acknowledge Ngozi Okonjo Iweala. I must acknowledge Ibukun, Awoshika, Hajiya Bola Shagaya. These are people who have made history. Mosumola Abudu, she's a media personnel, and Uju Ifejika. I must acknowledge her too. Fumi Yoda, another media personnel who has made history. Indeed, Obi is Wesley. She's another woman we must acknowledge. And coming down here to Ondo State, I can't, but it will be a sin for me if I do not acknowledge our own Chief Mrs. Betty Aina, the wife of the Ondo State Governor. Please let's give this woman a round of applause. You must agree with me that she has done remarkably well when it comes to empowering women. You must acknowledge and agree with me that she has done beyond expectations when it comes to empowering women and girls in our society. And I must also appreciate and acknowledge her husband too, the governor, Arakunrin Oluwarotimi Akeredolu, for all the privilege and giving us level playing ground when it comes to inclusion of women in politics and other spheres. We must appreciate him, because if not for him, we won't have the first female SSG, which is the person of Oladone Odu. We must appreciate him for this, and I must acknowledge too, our own chairman, Media Group Ondo State Radio Vision Corporation, the person of Kunle Adebayo. This one has also given women level playing ground. The person I am representing today is a woman, and she's the Director of News and Current Affairs, OSRC Television. We also have other women in this, our media group, who are doing remarkably well, directing and ensuring that we are doing well when it comes to that regard. We have the Director of Programs, Iweti Alewi. She's doing well in her chosen career, and she's making history too. I must also acknowledge the Director of Operation, Alala Unit 6.5 FM, Sunshine FM, the person of Buki, Kola Okwa. These people are women. Let me not bore you with mentioning too much names, but I must tell you that we are history to be told. Without a woman, I want to also appreciate what do I call him now, that has been appreciating women and mothers. I am a woman and I am proud. You should be proud because you are nation builders. You should be proud because you are a chef. You should be proud because you are a thinker and you are an actor. You should be proud that you are a woman because you can carry human and bring this human out. The other time he was mentioning that who puts the baby there? It is only when a woman tells a man, I am pregnant, that you know that there is a child in there. Okay, so without that, you can never have a nation. Without woman, you can never have a nation. So I want you to put your hands together and celebrate yourself. Okay, among what I have today, I must join my voice with the UN Women who says that 2022 is pivotal to gender equality. Yes, I agree. I agree because we are beginning to change the narratives. I agree because we are beginning to see reason to love ourselves more. I agree because I know that men, they usually support themselves. There is no way a man will be bad to another man. But there is always a way where mother-in-law never loves the wife, sees the wife of her own son as a threat. But if no one by a woman, and it's about second Nigeria or mommy, that's a common thing we have around. But today, the narratives are changing because we are beginning to see reasons to come together. And my own quote today is, there is no limit to what we can all achieve. There is none, if we can come together. The highest population we have all over the world, you must agree with me, are women. And so if we can do it together, there is no limit to what we can achieve. Okay, I must also come and let's identify the problem of disparity that we've been suffering for a long time. And that's what we're about to change because we are game changers. I must say that I don't know if you're aware. That's 100 out of 109 Senate members of the House of Rep. We have men to be 347 and women 13. 5 women. There are 15 states with no women at all in the House. We have these states to be Abia, Borno, Bauchi, Edo, Jigawa, Sokoto, Taraba, Katsina, Zamfara, Kano, your place. We are not asking to take your place. We appreciate you for being men because you are our head. But you must agree with me that a head is non-existent without the body. So what completes you is the body. So we agree when you call us the body. And you are the head. But you are incomplete without your body. So what makes you up? It is the body. Okay, so we appreciate you that you are our men. We are not asking for too much. It is disheartening that on the first day of International Women's Day, 1st of March, it breaks my heart when I was casting the news that the wife of the vice president, when the speaker asked to be allowed to sit in the house, and all men yelled no. They all said no. Reasons known to them because women are always women. Shouldn't we be worried? The right for a woman, the right for a Nigerian woman to grant her foreign-born husband Nigerian citizen, yet a Nigerian man's foreign-born wife gets automatic citizenship. This is part of what we are just asking. Of her husband's, 35% appointed positions as women. We are not asking for 50%, which is equal. We are only asking for the 35. 35% affirmative action for women in party administration and leadership. Specific seats to be allocated for women in the National Assembly. The only way you can summarize this, and you must agree with me, is gender discrimination. I'll re-emphasize again, there is no limit to what we can all achieve together. Now, what is the way out? We have to go back to the roots. I won't agree if you ask me that we're actually the cause. You know why? Because going back to the roots, we're going back to the family, right? And the family, they say, is the smallest unit of the society. What have you been telling your female child? Have you been telling her there's a limit to where she can get to? Have you been telling her there is a limit to what she can achieve? Have you been telling her she can never study mechanical engineer because she's a female? Have you been telling her that she will just be a nurse or a tailor because it is gender-centered for women? What are you telling your female children? What are you telling your male children too? Because you must take note of this, that when you're building a queen, you can't be building a queen or raising a queen who will stay with a monster. And so if you acknowledge and appreciate your female child, if you know where you're coming from and where you're going, we must build that nation so that when we all leave, because we will all die someday and leave, you'll be sure and sleep well in your grave that the generations that you have left behind are following suit, are ensuring that they're also building and following what you have left behind. I'll also say that we must love ourselves more. There's a general saying that women are usually antagonistic to themselves. There's a general saying that women never love themselves. And I agree, because we have had some number of women who are brave enough to come to say they want to contest for the post of president. But we never get to see a woman cast their vote for them. In a number of times, we have seen that women are the ones who put these men in these positions because we do not know our worth. We do not know that we are the ones selling our birthright. We do not know that we can do it even better. There is a woman in your house as your husband, but you are the one who will always say, Daddy wa, he may say, Kilo mo, obirinye, but when he's alone in his thoughts, he will think, you must agree with me and appreciate and know your worth. But I must preach love amongst women. I must preach love. Love is paramount. Love is very paramount. Men love themselves. I have seen scenarios where you tell a man that, oh, my husband is cheating on me. They will tell you all men do it. Oh, my husband doesn't pay his children's school fees. You have to learn to manage. That's the answer or response you get from his friend or family. They will tell you to endure, to persevere. Why are you not telling your co-woman that? Why do you notice that a neighbor is suffering from domestic violence and the next thing you are doing is gossiping about it? What are you doing? Have you reported to anyone? Have you confronted the man why he should treat his wife with such disdain? It is barbaric. We must preach love, love and love. When we now live in a climate where mother-in-laws love their wife and challenge their own son and blame themselves for not raising him well, for the way he's ill-treating the wife, then we will have a better nation. When we have a platform where women don't see their body as a way through to get anything, whether job, whether anything, I must appreciate women for the grounds they are breaking. I host a program too, The Entrepreneur, on television, and I have seen women who are mechanics. I have seen women who are doing jobs that I don't even expect. Women engineers, they're breaking ground. Don't you think there is no limit to what we can achieve? If we all come together in love, then we will get there. And I believe that this year is the year. Okay, moving ahead. Let's build strong support system for women in politics and other spheres. I mentioned earlier that we are the ones that these politicians, male politicians, when they want to vie for a position, they will call market women. They will call women from all walks of life and tell them, promise them, give them peanuts. But I must tell you again, don't sell your birthright. If we can have and leverage on the population of women that we have all over the world, even our nation, Nigeria, then we can have a woman get there. We are game changers. We can build this nation. You're building your home. It is you who know where you want your family to be. It is you who know your children, and you know where they can be. And you're nurturing them. You're raising them. You're building them. You're praying for them. Why are you not doing that for your nation? Moving ahead. What else can we do? What is the way out? Advocating for the rights of the girl child should be a collective responsibility. Advocating for the girl child. You must agree with me that the rights of a child, especially the girl child in our nation, is nowhere to be found. And I must please admonish we women. We should stop this habit of silence. We should eradicate the culture of silence. We've had women whom their young toddlers have been raped, abused, even by their own husband, and they'll tell the child, silence. Having thought of the traumatic experience that child will live with. Some women, even my own mother, have refused to heal. And you can imagine this, if she goes ahead to tell me as a daughter, if I experience such, I bless God I never experienced it. But for those who have experienced, sometimes it is now a generational thing. When we have the mothers experience the same thing, and they tell their daughter, when we stop the habit of what people will say, then we'll have a better nation. When we stop the habit of telling our daughters not to voice out, then we will have a better nation. Stigmatization is just there. It cannot kill you. But when you voice out, you must agree with me that you will get justice. When we all voice out together and come together and speak in one voice, then we will get justice. Most of these children, they're vulnerable. They are traumatized. I know that a number of families here seated have never even had their daughter visit the rehabilitation center when they experience this. Have you even counseled them? Do you even care about the adverse effects of what your daughter is going through by being raped? By being raped by someone very close, because it's her father, she doesn't have to say. Because it's her brother, she doesn't have to say. Because it's a pastor, don't majeki jotu. Is that the way out? Let's eradicate the culture of silence, and then we will have a better nation. I'll still enclose again and emphasize by saying there is no limit to what we can achieve together. Thank you.
Thank you. I think that's. Please let's clap our hands together for her. She really did justice to that question. Thank you so much.
I want to start by appreciating the Director of News Current Affairs for giving me this great opportunity to be a voice for the media personnel and media women generally. Today being the International Women's Day, I am happy to be here, and I must say really that we must break the bias. It's a must for us, and I want to join the UN Women that says 2022 is pivotal to gender equality, and I know we are getting there. Being here today, I have the privilege to admonish women to love themselves more, stop being rivals, stop being antagonistic to themselves, and support themselves, build a strong support system, especially for women in politics. Because you must agree with me that we are the game changers, we are building nations. There's no limit to what we can achieve together as women. So, and I know that from now on, we will be hearing great stories. Women have made histories, and we are still making histories, and we will change the narrative. I'm very optimistic about it.
Sir,